Okay, what's going on, everybody? We're gonna get ready to get the show started in just a moment. And like I said, I had to talk to the lady for a second, so I had to kind of, you know, take care of something at home, make sure everything is cool. Some of y'all who are in relationships or married will understand when the lady wants to talk, you got to talk. And sometimes you just gotta, you know, hey, we gotta have a discussion. So that's what had to happen there. But we good to go, and we're finna get ready to get this show started. And we're definitely gonna talk about this draft class, and just kind of get some thoughts on the picks that came in, and just what we all are thinking of this class. Was it a good class? Was it not? We're definitely going to talk about that and so much more. And so we're definitely going to get into that and definitely get into all the things happening with this team, and also kind of thinking about maybe what other things the Titans need to do. And y'all just saw a look of the draft class, and we're going to get into that in just a moment, but we're going to get everything started in less than 60 seconds.
Hope you can still go. I never ran, should've known, man, I still hope you can still go. I never ran, should've known, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter and
Good evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody?
What's going on, Titan Nation? How's everybody doing? Welcome into TNT Tonight. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer. I thank y'all for tuning into the show. Thank y'all for being with me tonight as we recap the 2024 NFL Draft Class. I appreciate y'all putting up with me, and I apologize for my tardiness. Like I said, I had to make sure some things at home are good. Make sure make sure the lady is straight before the show begins. So appreciate everything's good. But let's get ready to get this show started. And everybody, make sure that you follow on Facebook, on Twitter X or Instagram, definitely for all the follows and content, as I do my best to report, update everything as much as possible on those channels. I'm definitely going to try to do a little bit more with that. But also, definitely everybody, make sure you go ahead, and when you're in here, go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and hit that like button and like the show. And then also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. You hit the like button on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell and hit all under notifications, so that way anytime I go live, you will know, and in that way you will be able to join in the show and be able to share your thoughts and be a part of the show as well. And also, you can also catch me on wherever you get your podcast, or streaming podcast or music, whether it be Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, or Google Podcasts, you could definitely do that. So I definitely do appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I thank everybody for coming on in here. And speaking of the aforementioned lady, I mean the Mrs. of TNT of Titans and Truth. So I'm glad she's a part. Like I said, gotta make sure home is straight. If you fellas out there, y'all understand that y'all have a lady, is like, hey, make sure she good. Because if you don't, you'll be in the doghouse, and nobody wants that at all. So hello to the missus, welcome in. So I appreciate everybody here. Lou Man, of course, being first. Pig Wickle. Over Chicken. So I'm ready for Dio9 to give you the $50. Well, we gonna see. We definitely gonna see. Oh man, Lou Man talking about for a super chat. I gotta remember the password. Amar said, "Make them sweat." And then Stevie BOE says, "What's up?" And then we got Big Zach in here. What's going on, everybody? But yeah, we're gonna get into the NFL draft and definitely recap this class because it was a very, very interesting class to say the least. And this was a draft that was very, very interesting, and there was a lot of good that happened, but then there were a lot of things that the Titans did. There were a few things that the Titans did that I liked, and then there were some things that happened that maybe I wasn't such a big fan of. But we're gonna definitely discuss all of that in just a second. But I think all in all, the Tennessee Titans might have had a pretty nice draft. Not too bad, and definitely made I think they did make some good picks out of the gig, and we're going to talk about each and every one of them, definitely. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show the draft class itself. And there it is. There's the draft class that we picked. With the 7th pick overall, we picked J.C. Latham, tackle out of Alabama. With the 38th pick, the Tennessee Titans selected T'Vondre Sweat, defensive tackle out of Texas. And then in the 4th round, the Tennessee Titans selected linebacker Cedric Gray, linebacker from North Carolina, with the 106th pick. And then in the 5th round, the Titans went with Jarvis Brownlee, the cornerback from Louisville, with the 146th pick. At 182, the Tennessee Titans selected wide receiver Jaquan Jackson from Tulane, who is also roommates with one Tajay Spears. Then in the 7th round, the Titans selected safety linebacker James Williams from the U from Miami, University of Miami, not Ohio. And then last, the Titans selected edge rusher Jalen Harrell at 252 from the University of Michigan. So those are our draft picks that we had in this draft. The Tennessee Titans did not make any trades, which was definitely something that was very interesting to me, was that the Titans did not make any trades whatsoever. I honestly thought they were going to make a move and definitely try to maybe get some more picks, maybe for next year, or to make some more picks in this draft, but they decided to stay put the whole time. And so that was something that was very interesting on that as well. But definitely make sure y'all give me your thoughts on the picks and what y'all thought of these picks. And then we're going to go ahead and get right into it. And we're going to start with the very first pick that we had in this draft. And that was when the Tennessee Titans selected Alabama offensive lineman, right tackle, J.C. Latham with the 7th pick. And here was my thoughts on this pick. When the Tennessee Titans made this selection, of course, what messed up all of this was Joe Alt going off the board at number 5 to the LA Chargers. Because I honestly thought if Joe Alt was there, he was the guy, he was the pick. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when the Chargers picked Joe Alt, I was shocked because they already have a left tackle in Rashawn Slater. They didn't need another left tackle. They needed somebody to play right tackle. And this would have been the perfect opportunity for a team like a Minnesota or a Denver to move up and go get their quarterback. And so I think that's why the Chargers did not trade down, because I guess they felt they needed Joe Alt. And now Joe Alt is going to have to go from left to right, because I don't think they're moving Rashawn Slater from left to right. And so that pretty much messed up our entire draft plan. That just kind of messed up our entire draft plan from the beginning, because Joe Alt got picked. And then, of course, the Giants go right behind them and take Malik Nabers. So pretty much the Titans were already screwed from the get-go in this situation. So when we're up at 7, I'm thinking trade out, get out of 7, trade out. Tell Minnesota you accept the deal. Get 11, try to see if you can get 11 and 23. If you can't, get 11, get their 4th round pick, get a number 1, maybe even also a number 2 next year, and just take the deal and get out of 7. Get out of 7. But the Titans decided to stay at 7, and they took J.C. Latham from Alabama, who played right tackle at Alabama. And I will tell y'all, when that first happened, I hated that pick. And in quite a few ways, I still do. I have not come off of that. I did not like the pick. I'm not saying I didn't like the player. Player is fine. I just didn't like where he was drafted. If they had traded back and got J.C. Latham maybe with the 11th pick, or they traded back with Denver at 12 or 13, then yeah. I probably would have preferred Olu, Fashanu, but I would have been okay with it because I think you got more value with that pick. But the fact that they picked him at 7, that's what I did not like. And that's why at the end of the day, I hated that pick. I really did hate that pick because of where he was drafted. Not to mention, you should have just went with Rome Odunze, the wide receiver that was on the board, or better yet, you could have just picked Olu at 7. Probably a little too high, but I would have been better with that because I'm like, you know what? That is a left tackle. No questions asked. You ain't got to worry about moving nobody. You ain't got to worry about, oh, Dad, can he play the position and things like that? Can he make that switch? You wouldn't have had to worry about that because he's already a left tackle. You needed a left tackle more than you needed a right. Now, in listening to the interviews with J.C. Latham and listening to Rand and Brian Callahan, they all believe that the transition can be made. They really do believe in Bill Callahan, and it was apparent that Bill Callahan had a lot to do with this particular pick. Like, this was his choice. Like, he basically got on the table, jumping up and down, saying, pick this guy. I want him. And now they got him. But my questions are, they need to drop a little bit of weight. Comes in at 342 pounds. They say he's all powerful and got good hands. He gets his hands on you, you're done. But I think he might need to drop down to maybe about 330. Now, he was somewhere close to 360, got down to 342. I'm going to need him to come down to about 330, maybe 325. So he can be a little bit more nimble with his feet. So he can be a little bit more mobile with his feet. He's going to have to come down on some weight. Now, he sounds like he's very capable of doing that. You know, he said he modeled his game after Trent Williams. And I forgot the other tackle that he mentioned. But, you know, obviously, as some others have said, he played left tackle in high school. And he's always trained at left. It wasn't until he got to Alabama that he ended up moving to right because they had Evan Neal, who then ended up getting drafted, I believe, last year. So he played 2 years at right tackle, but instead, Alabama never moved him from right to left after Evan Neal was gone. And so that made me wonder, can he make that transition? Because a lot of the gurus out there just think, oh yeah, he can definitely make the switch. Oh yeah, he can play left tackle. You know, Rand said they're going to start him off at left. Brian is like, yeah, he's going to play left, but if he's not comfortable, we'll move him back to right. Now, I wish Brian Callahan had not said that. I'm like, if you believe he can play left tackle, just stick with that. Don't put any doubts in anybody's mind of, well, if he's not comfortable at left tackle, we'll move him back to right. I wouldn't have said that. If you believe he can be a left tackle, you stick with him at left tackle. That's what I would have said. So that put a little doubt into my mind as if J.C. Latham, could he actually play the position? But we're going to definitely find out. I mean, he sounds intelligent. He sounded good in the press conference here. He always said he likes a challenge, and this will definitely be one because this is totally different. And I mean, I played football in high school and in junior high, and I was mainly a defensive player. I played defensive end in junior high, but one of my coaches thought that I would be good at playing fullback. I tried to play fullback, and I just could never get into the position. I never really enjoyed playing the position because there was a particular play where I think it was a running play. And like if the guard pulls left or pulls right, I go take his hole and block the defensive tackle in front of them while they pull to the outside. Or if they don't pull on that side, I hit the outside, the C gap. I mean, I hit the C or the D gap either on the other side of the tackle or the tight end and block the defensive end on the outside or the corner coming in and give room for the running back to run. And then I could never get into the position. So it was different going from defense to offense. Same thing in high school. I would play a defensive tackle. But the coach thought he wanted to give me a look at guard. And I think I was at left guard. And once again, I just was never filling the position. I didn't like blocking for the quarterback. I wanted to hit quarterbacks. I wanted to hit running backs. I wanted to dish out punishment. So it never really clicked for me going from defense to offense. It never clicked. And sometimes that can happen with right to left. It's a little bit different now because back in the day when I played, I could just have my right hand in the dirt and my left hand up to do anything, as far like defensive player, as far as like pat, swim move, bull rush, rip, I could just do that. And then same thing on the offensive line is like I can put my right hand in the dirt, have my left hand up if I'm ready to make a block. But now If you're on the right side, you have right hand in the dirt. If you're on the left side, you gotta have left hand in the dirt, which for some can be very uncomfortable, like myself, because I'm so right hand dominant. And so when I hear all these gurus talking about, oh yeah, he can easily move from right to left, it gives me pause for thought. Yes, Bill Callahan has done it twice. Jedrick Wills went from right to left, has done pretty well. Tyron Smith went from right to left, was an all-pro, Pro Bowler. That doesn't mean third time is the charm. And that's the thing that I am worried about. I am very worried that I don't think that transition is as easy as people think. He's not going to come in and be a house of fire right out of the gate, just blocking Harold Landry the whole time, and Landry can't get through, or Arden Key. There may be some struggles there. So I'm just telling everybody, prepare yourselves for that, and not think that he's just, oh my God, he's going to be so monstrous, he's going to be great. Like D09. D09 basically, he thinks that J.C. Latham can do no wrong and that J.C. Latham is just going to be a superstar right out of the gate. I don't believe that just yet. I need him to prove it to me. Now I'm starting to kind of grow on it a little bit, but I'm still not all in like D09 and like some of you are. A lot of you I can tell are all in. Zach Carpenter, I can tell he's all in. Like, I hope he wins the $50. I want to see him be an all-pro. And we're going to find out. Danger Zone kid coming in says, Sweating Simmons. Yeah, we're going to definitely talk about Sweat just a bit. Ian says, tighten up. Amar said, great draft. Amar said, Latham better than Fashanu. Bill Callahan said himself. And Bill Callahan, it was in love with J.C. Latham. I mean, in love. And Over Chicken mentions something that Kim Moore, Danger Zone podcast. And by the way, make sure y'all check out the Danger Zone. Kim Moore knows some stuff. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to football. Y'all gotta go check him out. And Over Chicken said, I remember what Kim Moore said. Bama players' prime is when they're at Alabama because they're competing with other five-star recruits. Going into the NFL, they're not the same. I agree, because those players are better. Those players are better than the five-star. Now, Jackie said, Daddy Callahan makes me feel good about the Latham transition. Parker Day said, did I miss anything? No, you didn't really miss much. We just really getting started, but I give this one a C. And I want to say really, I kind of give it a C minus because, again, I don't know if he's going to, excuse me, I don't know if he can easily make that transition. It is not as easy as people think. And, yeah, excuse me, I had to put a cough drop in. But that is not as easy of a transition. And he's got to bring the weight down, kind of work on his feet. If he could do that, we might have something. Stevie says, NBC said we had the worst draft. I don't think we had the worst draft. By no means. But so for all of y'all, what was y'all grade on J.C. Latham? I said a C. Well, I said C minus, but I'm going to give a little grace. I'm going to say, no, I'm going to stick to my gun. C minus. Because I really think they could have picked a better player. They could have traded down. They could have either traded down, they could have took Roma Dunzier, or they could have took Olu Fashanu, which I thought was better. Shane comes in with B minus. Parker D said, national media doesn't know anything about the Titans. A lot of them don't. Over Chicken says B minus. Great player, but moving him out of position, he played all college, drops his stock. And again, that is what I'm worried about the most. And I listened to crazy old Jared yesterday. And he basically said, you know, the saying that I've always said, those who don't learn from the history are doomed to repeat it. And the question is has Rand Carthon learned from the mistakes Vrabel and John Robinson made in the past? That still remains to be seen. Because that's exactly what Mike Vrabel did. John Robinson made a bunch of picks, and Vrabel would play guys out of position. Instead of left tackle, play them at right. Instead of playing tackle, move them to guard. So that little part I am concerned about. Jackie says B only because I wanted a Doomsday beat. Parker says B plus. With Bill, it's a B for me. And Parker says Latham has to be better with speed pass rushers. I'm a Bama fan, and I remember he struggled with speed, but it's coachable to fix it. And that is the thing. Speed rushers could have an advantage because they can get around their edge quick. And again, that's the one thing I'm really, really, really worried about. And that's why I give them a C minus. Now, the next pick we're going to talk about, the Tennessee Titans selecting at 38, defensive tackle T'Vondre Sweat from the University of Texas. Now, unlike me disliking the Latham pick, I absolutely loved this pick. I did. Now, yes, we could have traded back. Maybe we could have gotten T'Vondre Sweat later in the draft, maybe in the third or fourth round, if we had a third round pick. We could have traded back and got him. Yeah, forgive me, I got a cough drop. Try to keep my throat good. But I really like this pick because it does a whole lot for the defense. We needed help on the defensive line, and we got it. Big Jeff was thrilled by this pick. And he was like, oh my God, Big Bull. Glad y'all gave me some help. T'Vondre Sweat is a big boy. 362 pounds. Big body of meat. Big body of meat. Now, a lot of people in the media hated this pick more than anything because they think we reached. A lot of people thought we reached on J.C. Latham, which I agree. I definitely think we reached on Latham. Now, we may have reached a little bit with this pick, but there was starting to be a run on defensive tackles. Because I want to say a pick or two before them, the Commanders took Jerzon Newton, the big defensive tackle from Illinois. And then, obviously, something went right because, yeah, Jerzon Newton went 36 to Washington. T'Vondre Sweat goes 38 to us. And in the LA Rams, what they do? They pick the defensive tackle right behind us with Braden Fisk. So from 36 to 39, 3 out of the 4 picks were defensive linemen. And then at 48, 49, the Jags took Mason Smith from LSU. Probably could have been picked later, but they went ahead. Chris Jenkins at 49 goes to the Bengals. Michael Hall, defensive tackle, win the second round to the Browns. So there was starting to be a run on defensive tackles And everybody's, was talking about, well, the Titans reached. Now, I like this line with David like that. What y'all know about the Texas boys? No. We be big pimpin', spend the G's, or we be big pimpin', or be a lady, and we be pimpin' up in NYC. It's just that jigger man trick, C and B, you and me. I know I probably didn't get all the words right, but I knew where that line came from. So, I like the Sweat pick, and there was definitely a run on defensive tackles in the draft. Shane says they'll combine for 13.5 sacks this season. We're definitely going to see. Now, Parker says this. Tyler from Locked On Titans podcast, which I'm going to see if I can work on getting him on. Oh, he hated this pick. He loved the Latham pick. He hated this T'Vondre Sweat pick. I mean, probably a little bit of an overreaction, honestly. I mean, it was a bit of a reach. Y'all give me a second. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be, chopping all down y'all throats on that. But, and that's right. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. And I forgot, Rook or Horoho from Clemson. That was another. Atlanta started that at 35. So I forgot about that. I definitely forgot about that. Over Chicken, thank you for reminding me of that. That's right. That's right. Atlanta started that. And then Newton went after that. And that was where the run began. Over Chicken, thank you for correcting me on that. And so there was a run. And, I think there is a lot of talent there. That dude, it's going to be hard to block him. Let's just say that. He's going to be very, very difficult to block because that's a big dude. You're going to have to commit 2 people to him, which will open up things for Big Jeff, open up things for Harold Landry, open up things maybe for Arden Key. So, T'Vondre Sweat, big dude. And he can, he can do some very good things in the run game. He can also kind of get after the pass rush a little bit too. He's just got to wrap up. Now, there are character concerns. The weight is going to be a thing. He's at 362. He's going to have to at least get under 350. He may have to try to get to 350, maybe 340. Excuse me, but he's definitely going to have to get the weight down. He's going to have to get about 20 pounds down before the season starts. Absolutely. He's going to have to get that weight down some. But then it was also the DUI that he got 3 weeks before the draft. And then once he got bailed out, the Titans were the first team he went to see. And then not only did he come to Nashville and visit with the Titans, Rand, Brian Callahan, and I want to say either Anthony Robinson or Bill Callahan, they went down to Texas to visit with T'Vondre Sweat's family. And so I remember that. They definitely did their homework. They got everything. They went and tried to get homework on everything. And they basically said that that Sweat was forthright and honest with the Titans about the incident, didn't deflect blame or anything, he basically took responsibility. And so, Rand, Brian Callahan, Tracy Rocker, the defensive line coach, and assistant general manager Anthony Robertson all went down to Texas. So all four of them, a big contingent. You got the general manager, the head coach, the position coach that's going to be coaching him, and the assistant general manager all went down to Texas to talk to Sweat and his family. And they really got into the meat of that DUI situation. So I applaud them for that. And I applaud that T'Vondre Sweat basically was like, hey, stand-up guy. Same thing happened with Big Jeff. You know, he had the issue that happened with him before he went to Mississippi State. Everybody was clowning him about it. You know, dropped his stop plus the injury. And ever since he's gotten to Tennessee, Big Jeff has been nothing but the model citizen. Hasn't gotten into any trouble or nothing. Maybe the same thing happens for T'Vondre Sweat as well. You know, he's young. He made a mistake. We all made mistakes when we were young. Absolutely. I've never been arrested or nothing, but I've made my mistakes when I was young. I mean, yeah. You know, I've made some mistakes, you know, and things like that I'm not proud of. But you know what? You manned up. You man up, you take responsibility for your actions, and you do everything you can to correct that and do the right thing still. And so, the only thing bad I want him to do is to hit the other team's quarterback. Exactly. I'm with Stevie on that one. Now, Parker says, I have a strong feeling the Titans were going to select Johnny Newton. I think they were heading in that direction too. I think they were going to pick a defensive tackle at this point anyway. But I think we got something good with Sweat. Just like we probably would have had something good with Newton as well. But with this pick, I would have to give it, I wanted to say an A+, but I got to put the DUI and the weight into consideration. Y'all give me your thoughts on the grades for this. I got to give it an A-. I think this was an excellent pick. I think it helps a big-time position, and it's going to take a lot of pressure off of Big Jeff, take a lot of pressure off of Harold Landry, and it can lead to more pass rush opportunities, and it's also going to help the guys behind you, like a Kenneth Murray, and maybe potentially our next draft pick we're going to talk about, you know, to have free lanes to the running back to help in the running game and, you know, tackling and helping in the run game. So I'm going to say an A- on this one. Jackie Loves the Pick says A+. Parker D says, I'm a big fan of Sweat, B+ because of the character problems outside of football. That's why I didn't give it an A+, because of the character concern. That's why I went to A- because of the character concern. If he can clean that up and get the weight down, he's gonna be amazing and could be a steal. Over Chicken says, I give it a B. And I believe Simmons will get him right. I mean, Simmons is a good person to look up to. Now, I know, like I said, Jared, like some, is like, hold up. Did we have Big Jeff to be a defensive tackle or a babysitter? We ain't got nobody to be a babysitter. And I'm like, I'm thinking in my mind, Jared, I think you're reading too much into it. Whenever you come in, you need somebody that's already a leader, somebody you can model your game after, or somebody that's like, you know what, there's something, you can ask them questions, see how they avoided this, avoided that. Big Jeff has become a bit of a leader on that defense. So, I mean, I would say Big Jeff is not that bad of a person to go to. I'll be fine with that. Lou Man says C-. He didn't like the pick. Stevie goes with a B. Like I said, I'm at an A-. I like the pick. Yeah, maybe a little bit of a reach. But again, if it wasn't for the DUI, a lot of people before that DUI had T'Vondre Sweat in the bottom end of the first round. Like, between 17 and 32, T'Vondre Sweat was listed as a first-round talent. A lot of people had a first-round grade on T'Vondre Sweat before the DUI. Once the DUI happened, everybody was just like, nope, he's third or fourth round. And so, I really like the pick. Now, the next pick that we have, of course, I'm going to show you on the list, we'll go with Cedric Gray, number 106 from the University of North Carolina. Now, I'm going to tell you with the rest of these guys we talk about, I haven't watched a lot of film on these guys. I am going to try to watch some film on some of these guys to give a little bit more of a definitive analysis on these guys. But from what I've been hearing about Cedric Gray, it's nothing but good. That, you know, he's a range sideline to sideline linebacker. He can definitely cover. He likes to tackle. Had over 100 plus tackles 3 straight years at North Carolina. Could be a guy that wears the green dot. So they could be having him where he could be starting right away in the middle at linebacker along with Kenneth Murray. I mean, if he does that, that is tremendous. Which Latham is going to start. Sweat's probably going to start, or at least definitely be a big-time rotational player in the beginning. Depends on the formation. Excuse me. But Sweat's going to play a lot. If he doesn't start, he's going to play a whole lot. And I think Cedric Gray's going to play a whole lot too. And, you know, Cedric Gray, I think, has good size from what I've seen. .6'2", 234, pretty good size. And so I definitely do like some of the things that he had. And I just think that this is a very, very solid pick because I know there was him, there was Jeremiah Trotter Jr. that was on the board. Jordan McGee, I know that's somebody else that that TD was talking about. And so you know, looked like he might be a extremely solid player. Was an all AAC team, all AAC first team his last couple of years. And in 2022 was a second team All-American. Did not know that. So we might have gotten a steal with Cedric Gray. 6'2", 234, 235. And played 4 years at North Carolina. You know, definitely was a Dick Butkus semifinalist. And so ran a 4.64 40. So there's a lot of good things to like when it comes to him. Had 121 tackles last year, 5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. The Titans might have got a steal with Cedric Gray. Might have got themselves a steal with Cedric Gray. I definitely like this pick. And this could be a big time advantage for. Stevie said, ran added strength and power all around. C- is a passing grade. Young man also has faith. Definitely, you gotta have faith. And I did like the video with Sweat where he was working out with some of his Texas teammates right after the draft. He's like, you know, a lot of people put a stereotype on me, and he's got to prove people wrong. So Sweat gonna come in playing with a chip on his shoulder, and that's exactly what you need. Overchick says, Gray looks like a dog. Patient, watch the ball. Once he knows where the ball is going, Gray turns on the speed. And he's going to play with a chip going late. That's Stevie. Parker says he really likes this pick. Parker also says it makes me feel better about the Kenneth Murray signing. I'm starting to like this pick, too, from a lot of the great things I have heard when it comes to Cedric Gray. And so the Titans might have got themselves a legitimate steal. A serious steal. So We're definitely going to see. If he is the starting middle linebacker week 1, Rand did a good job. And so up next, so I give that one an A. Absolutely. Then the next pick at 146, the Titans selected cornerback Jarvis Brownlee. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. out of Louisville. Again, didn't get to watch a lot of his highlights. I saw him at I watched him at the Senior Bowl and was very impressed. I thought he covered well. I thought he challenged well. And I thought he had some decent speed to him. Now, I believe he is undersized. I want to say he's like 5'11". And so I know he's definitely under 6 foot. And he might be right there. He's gonna be playing in the slot. He's definitely gonna be playing in the slot a lot. He's definitely gonna be cornerback number 4. He's definitely gonna be cornerback 4 behind Snead, Awuzie, and Roger McCreary. He's definitely gonna be behind those guys. But Brownlee was like, I'm hyped, anxious, and he's upset because he's like, I was ready to go. And he felt he probably should have been drafted earlier. So he may also come in with a chip on his shoulder. And so he started for a couple of years. He's definitely on the outside, but definitely could play inside as well. And so he's a guy that he could be somebody that that could truly be a nice depth piece who could become a starter later, depending on what happens with Snead or Awuzie or Roger McCreary. I definitely like this pick too. I was definitely, again, I watched him at the Senior Bowl. I thought he was very, very impressive. So I definitely did like that. We had a serious need for Gray. Let's see, A for Stevie on that. We got my guy Morocco. Yeah, mother sucker. Y'all know what it is. And by the way, Morocco, my guy, congratulations on becoming a new homeowner. Definitely shout out to my guy, Mr. MF himself of the Titans Coliseum podcast. I'll make sure y'all go check those guys out as well. Definitely make sure y'all check them out. Congratulations to the new homeowner. And Overchick says, I wonder if that means we're done with Farley. I mean, they're going to give Farley an opportunity. He's going to have to show something. He's going to have to show a lot. He's going to have to show that his injuries are behind him. He's going to have to show that he's mentally back in the game. Because I know last year was tragic for him. Was dealing with the back injury, was coming back from the ACL tear, and then his father passed away. And so when he didn't come back for the entire year, it made me wonder if he really loved football. It made me wonder about that. But I get it. He lost his dad, and it must have really took a huge emotional toll on him. And I get that. But he better come in ready, because if he doesn't, he ain't gonna make it. Lou Man says D+ for this Brownlee pick. I wouldn't go that low. I'm like, come on now. I would probably give Brownlee I would probably say a B. I would say a B on this one. We really didn't have a big need for a corner, but I think you got some good value with him. Shay says B+. Jack asking Lou Man, did you like any of our draft picks? Parker goes with B for Brownlee. I like this pick as well. I think this is a B pick. Absolutely. And then in the 6th round, we got Jaquan Jackson, the wide receiver out of Tulane. Saw some of his highlights. Could definitely be a slot receiver. Definitely has a little bit of speed to him. But I think he's definitely going to be a guy that's going to have a great shot at being the punt returner, being a kickoff or a punt returner for this team. That's going to be probably the big thing for him is if he can return punts, he's going to be major. And that's what I think. If he brings that punt return ability, we've seen him on kickoff return. I believe he is a punt returner as well. So, and so that's going to be very, very strong. Special teams is going to be where he definitely does most of his work. You know, with the new kickoff rule, be a strong option in the special teams department. Kickoff rule as well. Earned third team All AAC as a return specialist. So he's going to be back there returning kicks and probably even returning punts. So that could be something, that could be huge right there for the Tennessee Titans. So even though Malik Washington was on the board as well, I'm going to give that one, I will give that one a C+. Because I'm going to give it a C-. I'm going to give it a C- because the Titans should have drafted receivers sooner. I do understand the return aspect for him, but I got to give it a C-, because they should have drafted a wide receiver a little bit sooner. And Malik Washington was a guy that was still on the board, probably could have been a little bit better of a pick for the Titans. And there were definitely some other players behind that you could have picked. Like Malik Washington went 2 picks later to Miami. Johnny Wilson was picked by the Eagles at 185. And then I'm trying to think, there was another guy that I was really high on that they could have also picked as well. I know Taj Washington got picked later as well. I'm trying to see. But there were a couple of guys they could have picked beside it. But Malik Washington could have been the main one. But I'll give that one a C. I'll say C. I'll be graceful. I'll give him a C. But Parker D says C+, just don't know enough about him, and he has muffed punts. I'm like, oh damn, that's not good. Overchicken said, I gotta go. C for Brownlee, A for Jackson. Love the pick, fast, could be explosive, Khalif Raymond type, and I don't know who the heck the Michigan dude is. Now, I really don't know much about the last picks with James Williams and Jalen Harrell. As far as that, so I mean, I'm just gonna give, you know, C's for them, because I really don't know much about them at all. I know it's a safety, but I hear that maybe they're gonna try to convert him to a linebacker as well. And then you know, Harrell, you know, that just adds some depth in our edge room. So I definitely do understand that as well. And of course, look who we have coming in here. One of our resident Titan haters and our troll, XD Gamer, says Mike Keith didn't want to be a Jags fan. You're daggone right. He's one of the greatest voices in the NFL. And he is the voice of the Tennessee Titans. The great Mike Keith. Of course he's not going to be a Jags fan. Sit your tail down somewhere with that. So, after all of that, what do I give as a grade? I give the Titans grade a B- in all. I wanted to go C+, but I, again, gave a little bit of grace because I do think there is some good value with Sweat, with Gray, with Brownlee. I think those were some very solid picks. I definitely did like that. The JC Latham pick, again, I thought was way too early. I think we reached on him, and he's got to move from right to left, which definitely concerns me, and that's why it's not a higher grade. If that was Olu or Roma Dunzier, I might have been leaning either B plus or A minus on that one. So I got to go watch some film on some of these guys. Like Parker Davis says, I give an A for James Williams. Watch his tape. He knocks people's head off. And it's a 7th round pick. I mean, yeah, I agree. Those 7th round picks, those are ones you're just hoping that they work out. And if they do work out, that's good. You got great value. If they don't work out, 6th, 7th round picks, not the biggest deal in the world. So, Lou Man is just being a hater today. Overall grade D. I'm like, my goodness. I'm like, Lou Man, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed this morning? Did somebody upset you today? I'm messing with you, Lou Man. I got love for you. Jackie, yes, I did mention Jaquan Jackson already. Wow, Parker Davis, off topic. Tomorrow, my last day of high school. Well, congratulations. Congratulations, Parker D. Devin, good luck. Where you heading to college? Shane gives the draft a B minus as well. But again, I'm going B minus. Yeah, it could have been a higher grade, but again, JC Latham has to make a believer out of me. And if he could do that, maybe after some time I may change my grade once I see how they do during the season. So that's something we're definitely going to find out. Before we do get out of here tonight, Parker Davis says, going to the going to the University of Alabama. All right, well, good luck down there in Tuscaloosa. I know that is a huge school. So congratulations. Before we do get out of here, first of all, congratulations to the Nashville Predators. They got a 2-1 win last night in Game 5 against the Vancouver Canucks. They get one more shot at home. They're down 3-2 to the Canucks. They need to win Friday night to force a Game 7 in Vancouver. So definitely good luck to the Predators. I know the NBA playoffs are in full swing. I'm definitely going to be watching that. Congratulations to my boy Trick Williams, Trick Willie, the new NXT champion in NXT. And also a lot of good things happened with their draft as well. Of course, the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov of NXT, drafted to Raw. Braun Breaker is going to be on Raw. Carmelo Hayes going to SmackDown. Cody's champion. Definitely looking forward to Backlash in France this weekend. So definitely going to be kind of cool. Yeah, I did see the Tampa Bay Lightning eliminate the former Stanley Cup champs. Overchick said, if we have won Game 4, we'll be up 3-2. That's true. Really probably could have won this series because there were a couple of games they could have won already. So, Predators got to get it together. But everybody, I think that's going to just about do it for tonight's show. I thank everybody for tuning in. Unless there is some breaking news or anything, I might be stepping away for a few weeks. Kind of getting myself prepared. I'm going to have to see when minicamp is. And we'll definitely talk about the schedule. When it comes out. So that might be the next time that we do something. That'll be when their next mini camp. Now, May 10th through the 12th, coming up in not this weekend but next weekend will be rookie mini camp. So rookie mini camp, you're gonna have the rookies on field, and then May 20th. Then you got May 20th May 20th, 21st, May 23rd, May 28th, 29th. So May 20th, they will join the veterans for practice. And so they're definitely going to be doing that. And, the Titans going to be in the rookie development program as well. So after the mandatory mini camp from June 4th to the 6th, they're going to be off for a whole month, for over a month until late July. And then that's when it is on and popping. It will be for real training camp. So we are just outside of maybe 2.5 months, maybe about 2.5 months until we are in training camp and we getting down to business. So everybody, I appreciate everybody for coming on out. XD Gamer, ain't nobody leaving you. You good. But yeah, the off season is definitely flying by. Yeah, the dry season is coming because the NHL playoff, once that and the NBA playoffs end, we're going to be in the dry season with nothing but baseball. So we're definitely going to be finding out once the schedule reveal comes out. Once we have that, then we will definitely get into that as well. So we'll definitely talk about the schedule, where guys are going to be going and things like that. I'm trying to see the exact date. So it'll be sometime in May, but they haven't released the date yet. I don't know why they haven't released a date yet. I would like to know, but I believe it could be within the next few weeks. But everybody, I thank everybody for tuning into tonight's show. Definitely going to be seeing y'all real soon. Definitely going to be off for the next couple of weeks until the schedule reveal. But everybody, have a very good rest of your Wednesday. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay tuned for updates because, there's still going to be stuff coming. Probably going to be trying to do some shorts. So stay tuned for that as well. And at the end of the day, y'all, tighten up because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.